Hi everybody, today we're going to be talking about lesson 43, multiplying by 3-digit numbers. So before we get into actually multiplying, I want to break down for you what it means when we multiply by a 3-digit number. So here we have 234 times 123. So what this basically means is that I'm going to break this 123 into expanded form. That means I have 100 plus 20 plus 3. So using the distributive property, this means I'm going to multiply 234 times 100 plus 234 times 20 plus 234 times 3. Now, we don't write each of these as separate problems. We work them all into one math problem. So let's talk about how we do that. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. 234 times 123. Now, when I multiply, I always start with the ones place and I work right to left. Okay, so step 1, we start with the ones place. And 3 times 4 is 12. Write the 2, carry the 1. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. Write the 0, carry the 1. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Now because I'm done with this 3, I'm going to go ahead and cross it out. And because I've used both of these ones that I've carried, I'm going to cross them out too, because we're not going to use them again. Now I start with my 2 in my tens place. So step 2, I move to the tens place. Now because there's a 2 in the tens place, it's actually like I'm multiplying by 20. So before I start, I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place, because you can actually pretend that there's a 0 here in this ones place. So I'm going to put it here as a placeholder. And now I multiply right to left like I did before. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 2 is 4. And now I'm finished with the 2. And now I move on to step 3, the hundreds place. So just like before, I'm multiplying by 100 now. So I'm going to put 2 zeros here, as if I'm multiplying by 100. So there are 2 placeholders. You can kind of see, if you imagine, there's a little diagonal line here. Okay, and my numbers, I have no zeros, I have 1 0, I have 2 zeros. So now I multiply like before. 1 times 4 is 4, 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2. And now, remember these are called my partial products. Now you add up your partial products. 2, 8, 17, 8, 2, I put in my comma because it's a large number, and my answer is 28,782. Okay? All right, let's look at example 2. Okay, a restaurant served 356 glasses of juice during brunch. The capacity of each glass, how much it could hold, was 250 milliliters. About how many milliliters of juice did the restaurant serve during brunch? Okay, so I'm going to estimate. I have 356 glasses and 250 milliliters per glass. Well, I'm going to go ahead and round these. And I'm going to round 356. The book has us rounding it to 300, but that doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to round this to 350. And we're going to leave 250 because it's a pretty easy number to multiply. Now I'm going to multiply what I've rounded. I do not round my answer, I round my problem. So here I have a 0 in my ones place. And just like you do when you multiply by a 0 in the tens place, I can actually move this over. So I'm going to rewrite the problem. 350 times 250. I'm going to move this 0 over. So this 0 is going to come straight down here. And now I'm going to multiply. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 2 is 17. Okay, and remember we're ignoring this 0 for right now, pretending it doesn't exist. Okay, now I'm going to multiply by the 2 in what I consider the tens place. So I put a 0 as a placeholder, and now I multiply 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1, 2 times 3 is 6, plus that 1 is 7. Now I can add. Now I bring that 0, 0, 5, 7, 8, comma. So about how many milliliters of juice? About 87,500 milliliters. Now there are multiple ways to estimate this. You could estimate 356 all the way up to 400, and 250 to 300, or down to 200. Just make sure that you can justify or explain why you chose the numbers you did. Okay, that's it. Your lesson practice goes on through 8 to the top of the next page, and I'll see you in the morning.